We see lots of new open sports cruisers here at the Bahama Boat Show, but behind me here is probably the most extreme version yet. This is the new Forte 47, and wait until you see what it's packing. My name is Hugo Andreae, you're watching Motorboat and Yachting. Let's go and tour it. Now, Forte is actually a new brand. The yard itself has been building commercial craft and elements for other super yachts for many years, but this is their first boat, and the crucial difference is that it's made of aluminium, but they pitch it as a kind of mini mega yacht. So the way it's built, a lot of the features, a lot of the elements of it are supplied by mega yacht manufacturers. Now, we'll talk about the benefits of building in aluminium in a while, but first of all, let's just take a moment to admire this power setup. We've got triple V12 600 horsepower Mercury outboards. Now, they will give this a top speed of exactly 47 knots. I don't know if that's a coincidence that it's a 47-foot boat that does 47 knots, but either way, that is a mighty power pack. Now, there is an alternative option. You can have Volvo IPS 800 pod drives if you'd rather, or if you need diesel power. But come on, who's not going to like 47 knots? Now, the other big advantage of building in aluminium is the fact that it's structurally so rigid. Now, if this was a GRP boat, you might get a little platform, folding platform at the stern, but you certainly wouldn't get anything as big as this. Check out the size of these folding terraces. They are absolutely enormous. Now, there is one on the other side. There's a boat that's too close. It means we can't fold that one down too. But when you fold them both open, apparently you get 40 square meters of space. But even with one open, it feels pretty spectacular. They are just so long. And of course, they open up the whole feel of the boat. It feels really spacious. And of course, it gives great views out. Imagine if you're anchored up in a bay with both the platforms down. When you're sitting or lying on this vast sunbed or sitting at this dinette area here, you just have a totally uninterrupted view out. So working forward from the stern, this is just a big sunbed. There is, of course, a huge storage area under here. That's so that you can fit the IPS Volvo engines if you want to. With this setup, though, you just have an enormous amount of storage space. Nice big sunbed here, a couple of built-in cup holders. But I love the fact that you can just walk around the outside of the boat. This is the support for the hardtop. There is a full-length hardtop. You'll see it spans pretty much the full cockpit area. There's just a little bit at the stern left open so that you can catch some sun if you want to. You'll notice that both of these also have side doors in them, so if you're moored stern, sort of side to, you can open the gate and get out. You can also have steps, bathing ladders built into them. This particular one has one of these high-low steps, so those can go back down into the water if you want to, as well as up to the quay here. But you can have bathing ladders built into these little gates here, so you can swim off the side. Obviously, if you're kids, you're not going to be able to resist running and jumping off these platforms. But it just makes such an open space. Here's the kind of central dinette. Now, that is under the shade of this big hardtop. Most of this furniture, you'll notice, is in fact freestanding. So if you want a different layout, you can have pretty much whatever setup you want. Got a big table here. Obviously, that opens up to create more dining space if you want to. We have a large wet bar over on this side. There's too much sort of clutter on me to lift it up, but if I lift that up, there is a sink under there and a grill. We've got twin drawers over on this side, lots of storage space. Absolutely massive 55-inch TV set into this unit here. Again, all of this, because it's built out of aluminium, is very much customizable. You can tweak a whole load of things. The only thing you can't change is this seating area here, because that provides some headroom down below, and we'll take a look at that when we go downstairs. Got triple helm seats, really smartly upholstered. Got the little Forte logo embellished on the headrests. Couple of huge Garmin screens. Very sporty looking steering wheel. There are the Mercury controls. You'll notice, of course, it does come with a joystick. We've also got thrusters in there. Looks like just a bow thruster. Sleipner, as always. Full fusion sound system. Now, intriguingly, a lot of these boats are full walkarounds. This one isn't. You'll notice that that is sort of fully enclosed, and again, that's to create headroom down below. So we'll go round to this port side where there is a walkway through to the bow area. You'll notice this is an opening door, so you can close it off if you need a bit more weather protection. And of course, another big sunbed up on the bow. Really nice, deep bulwarks around the outside, so you do feel fairly well protected. And look at the thickness of that, really immense. So it's very, very sturdy, beautifully painted as well in this kind of gold metallic paint. Like the fact that we've got grab rails around the inside of it. Quite big beamy design actually. The beam carries a long way forward. And if we swivel round, take a look back, that is quite an imposing sight. Big old sunbed, tall windscreen. That's another thing I noticed on this boat. There is really good headroom everywhere actually. And that, you'll see that the walk around deck just stops short of the windscreen there. Just about to see an opening sunroof. That's rather clever because it acts like a scoop and will effectively funnel air through this hatch and through the rest of the boat. So underway you get a lovely cooling breeze. There is of course air conditioning for down below. It's very much a Mediterranean boat. You'll see there's a storage area for fenders along that side there, and also there's little fender protectors to stop it scratching the paintwork. It's really a day boat, but there is some accommodation down below. So if we head down below, we'll go forward into the main cabin. So this is where the owners would hang out. Couple of windows either side. They're only looking out onto the bulkhead, the bulwark, so you don't see an awful lot out there, but it does allow a certain amount of light in here. Being a custom built boat, there's lots of different variations if you want to tweak this a bit, but it's a pretty good sized bed. Nice sort of fabric, or are they leather? No, that's a sort of fabric side, so feels pretty smart and cushioned. Really good headroom if I spin the camera around. See, we've got a good sort of 4 inches above me here. I'm about 6'1". Ensuite bathroom here. It is a proper separate sort of 2-part bathroom. It's a dry heads as they call it, so you've got a separate shower in here. I got that the wrong way, can't seem to open it. Well, there's not really much to show, it's just a shower cubicle. But it does mean that all stays, the rest of it stays dry. There is a second cabin under here. That also has its own bathroom. This is a wet heads, so to speak, because the shower is not in a separate compartment. But it does mean that if you do have guests staying on board, they do have their own facilities, including a shower. And then quite a decent space down here. Now, once again, you can do whatever you want with this space. It doesn't have to be a cabin. It can be an office or a media room for the kids to watch a movie or something. But we've got a fairly decent double bed on this side. We've got an extra single on this side. And you'll notice if I point the camera up, there is a bit of natural light coming through. So that is the helm seat up above, and that creates a bit of an extra headroom. It's not quite enough for me to stand, but it does mean you get a bit of natural light coming in through there. Just stops it being a bit cave-like down here. But this is not really the point of the boat. It means you can have 4 people to stay in relative comfort. They both have their own heads. They both have decent sized beds. But in all honesty, that's not the purpose of the boat. The purpose of the boat is this. Huge open cockpit, those long folding balconies, masses of performance and power. Full aluminium bills should make it really sturdy and capable. Obviously at 47 knots you're still going to want a relatively calm sea, but I'm doubtless it should be capable enough to cruise along at slower speeds in rougher stuff. A couple of key stats about the Forte's 47 then. So the cruising range is about 180 nautical miles with these petrol outboards. You should get more, obviously, from the diesel IPS drives. And of course, the price. So the starting price for this is about 1.95 million ex VAT. With some of the spec on this boat, it's a little bit more. This has sort of CMC gyro stabilizers, for instance, and another couple of quite expensive options. But What I do like about it is that it offers something a bit different to the mass of other kind of open sports cruisers walk around that you see in this market. The aluminium build, those huge folding terraces really do make it something quite special. And of course, there's the pace of those triple 600 horsepower outboards. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look round. Do let me know what you make of it in the comments. And as always, thank you very much for watching.